really like terribly not.
No, not if I've got to create conversation or, talk, just have a general chat. I can just totally freeze.
Yeah. Okay, have we done Kevin then?
I think we could stay on Kevin all day, but I think
anything else you want to say about him?
Just don't like him. Which is horrible because he's my brother. And he was the one I always looked up to.
There's nothing that says you're supposed to like your brother.
No. Because I always looked up to him when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now to the stage, I've got many nice, colourful names for him. But,
yeah, well, we might hear a few
you
between now and
would, yeah.
whenever. Yeah. You got another brother?
Yeah, John. I get on fine with him, He's a totally different character to Kevin altogether,
Yeah.
I suppose I'd be in between the two of them where I wouldn't have Kevin's ruthlessness.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have John's placidness. So I get on fine with him. We have no problems.
Yeah. And always have done?
I'd say more so in adult life, we wouldn't have been buddies when we were brothers, because there was like 6 years difference between us, and when I would have been kind of in teenage years, he was out doing whatever he was doing.
Yeah.
So I suppose we just had a brother relationship, that's all.
Yes.
Not a friend's relationship. But it's different now.
It's a bit better now.
It is. We wouldn't really keep in touch, but when we are together, we make the most of the time together and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Which is nice,
Okay. Mum and Dad?
Dad's days. He died when I was a baby. My mum's still alive. She's very difficult. It was kind of tough upbringing anyway, because she was single. Because my dad died when she was, very young.
Yeah.
So she had to try and bring us up, and although she did her best,
Yeah. So other people in the family could remember Dad, but you couldn't?
Yeah. But, Mum, she did her best, but she hasn't got any social skills whatsoever. Because she hardly went to work because she had my brother John at a very young age. So, we were always clean and well dressed, well groomed, but that's as far as her parenting skills went, so kind of missed out a lot there, I would say.
All very clinical kind of hands-off type parent. Yeah. What was schooling like?
Not good. Primary school, I was bullied an awful lot.
Right. Bullied like you were bullied by your brother?
No, Kevin would have been more mental bullying.
Right.
And the bullying at school was very physical.
Right.
I wouldn't say it was on a daily basis, but I suppose because of my insecurities as a young fellow, that they picked up on it, haven't they? And that's the kind of kid who's going to be picked on. And I wouldn't have been a fighter. I'm not a fighter. Never had a fight in my life. So I wouldn't have had the ability to fight back, and maybe if I would have, it would have all stopped.
Yeah, sure.
More than likely.
Yeah.
So schooling, I just like to blank school years out. Really, it wasn't a happy time. So, left school when I was 15. Really.
But you seem to have got it together in terms of your work.
Yeah, it took a long time, It's there's this great thing now with society now that when you get to 35, 40, you're not on the scrap heap, you can very much start again. And, I was on a destructive path for many years with alcohol. And, I'd say it probably nearly destroyed me, but thankfully I got married. And she, my ex-wife, she kind of steered me away from that,
Yeah. And then what happened to that marriage?
Just, I don't know, maybe we didn't put enough into it. Because,
if it's going to happen, it will happen. It's not, you don't have to do something for a marriage. You very often have to not do something to get it to work.
Yeah, it's...
Just drifted apart.
Just drifted apart, a lot of people were quite surprised when we did get married.
Yeah.
Tried, I know her sisters tried talking her out of it. Not because I'm a bad person, you know. But,
Well, you might be. You never know.
I don't think I'm a bad person. I'm just a dodgy character, but I'm not a bad person.
It's nice being a bad person. It's great fun.
Well, in imitation, I guess.
If you thought for a second you were a bad person, what would it feel like?
Bad.
Okay, I'll
No, I think sort of the way I do things, I don't do any harm to anybody personally.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
no,
like
no intentional harm.
the unorthodox way of conducting my life.
Lovely. Children?
I've got 2 children. They're,
By your marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
and my partner has 2 children as well.
Right. Do you see your partner? I mean, do you see your ex-wife?
Yeah, well, you know, sort of if I'm there with the children, I mean, it's very pleasant, you know. Well, I say pleasant, probably not the right word, but there's certainly not, you know, the hassles. I think a lot of separated couples, you know, she'd still give me a bargain for things if she thinks she needs to give me one, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I wouldn't say it's friendly, but, you know, if I saw her standing at the bus stop, I'd certainly stop and pick her up, and or if she needed to go somewhere, I'd certainly help out in any way I could, you know. So it's kind of good for the kids, like, you know.
Has she given you a bollocking in the past?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, right.
I mean, even so far as last week, I had to go away for my grand's funeral. You know, she told me, don't go out drinking with Kevin, you know, what it'd be like. She was still kind of looking after the welfare, like, you know. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Tell me about the 2 children. Do they live with you?
My children don't live with them, I think.
Oh, right, yeah. And how do you feel about that?
Well, that's the best thing for them.
Okay.
You know, in terms of stability and, you know, my job, I don't know where I'm going to be from one day to the next, like, you know, so
Right.
in terms of stability, I mean, they don't live very far from me.
Yeah.
I can see them whenever I want.
Yeah,
you know.
that's the point.
Yeah.
And do you get on okay with them?
With my children? No, well, I do. Of course, I love my children, you know, but I don't have a relationship with them like I should do as a father. I mean, considering they only live 15, 20 minutes away, I don't make any effort whatsoever. I mean, I'll see them once a week on a Sunday, but for whatever reason it is, and I don't know what it is, I won't pick up the phone and sort of say, you know, what are you doing tonight? I'll come and pick you up. It's not that I don't love them because they're my world, like, you know, but I don't make the effort. You know, I'd like to for them, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. And your partner's children live with you?
Yeah, we live together.
And how do you get on with them?
James, he's the young fellow. He'd be like, James is probably the son, which I want, if you know what I mean, the relationship.
Right.
I have a fantastic...
So your 2 natural children are girls, is that right?
No, it's boy and a girl.
Oh, right, okay.
But sort of the relationship I have with James would, you know, any father would take, you know, have his right arm taken off to have that relationship. It's fantastic, like,
Fantastic.
you know. And I think sort of, it also makes me then see, you know, why aren't I having that relationship with my own son? Why aren't I making the effort? You know.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. And so we got James
And Sarah.
Sarah.
She's 18, so, I mean, it's a pleasant relationship. We would have nothing really to say to each other, and, you know, but we don't dislike each other, you know what I mean? It's fine.
She's growing away from the family.
She is, yeah.
Did you say your grandmother, you went to her funeral?
She passed away a couple of weeks ago, yeah.
How did you get on with her?
Well, in younger years, she would have been the stability of parenthood. My grandparents would have been the stability of parenthood. So, I mean, I always said, you know, the day my grandmother dies, that'll be a big chunk taken away from me. But I guess because she was so old and I was over here, that I lost that contact with her in the last 10 years.
Right.
So it hasn't hit me yet. I don't know if it's going to or not.
Right,
I know
yes.
after my grandfather,
Who knows?
it took a few weeks after my grandfather in the back of a taxi one night, which is rather embarrassing. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago.
So when did your grandfather die?
14 years ago.
Oh, right, yeah. And then he hit you in the back of the taxi?
Yeah. Possibly alcohol induced, but nonetheless.
That's life?
Yeah.
Your grandmother and grandfather, is this on your mother's side or your father's side?
My mother's.
Right. So maternal. Paternal grandparents?
On my dad's side?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, right. So your dad's line, you never knew? Didn't know your dad, didn't know?
No, but I do have a lot of contact with my dad's brother, John. And
Right.
I would hold him very high esteem, and I would look upon him as being, I would give him the respect as my father, as he
Right.
was my father.
You think you should respect fathers?
Well, it's a word I'd use, I guess. Yeah, I would give him the respect I would give.
Do your children respect you?
I don't know if whether it be respect. I'd say they're possibly not very impressed with me.
Have they told you that? Or in so many words?
No, but I can just see the way they are when we are together. They don't look comfortable, which is maybe I need to get away with them for a few days. And I would very often. I mean, I'm a little bit more mellower now, but you speak before. If they did something out of place, I'd lose the plot, which is horrible because I was only seeing them once a week. And I think half the time they're even scared to say anything because generally I don't lose the bag. It's,
Yeah.
but I think they look forward to seeing me on the Sunday, but they don't look forward to seeing me kind of thing.
Yeah. Conflicting relationship.
Absolutely.
Did you say something about losing your rag a moment ago?
Yeah, I would, sort of up to maybe 12 months ago, it'd have to be very regimented, and if it wasn't done this way, when I pick them up, I'd very often find, I can just feel the stress levels like somebody turning on a switch.
Yeah.
As soon as they get into the car, I just feel my whole body filling up. And again, why, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
And, and then once I've taken them back, I just feel it. The switch being switched off again.
So your children trigger a certain amount of stress, is this right?
Yeah, but they don't do anything to do it.
Yeah. It's okay. That's life. Anybody else in the family? The wider family?
Well, I'm in England. I've got family.
You still live in England, is that right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I live here for 10 years.
Because you said something about over there.
Yeah, I've got family in England.
Oh, I see, yeah.
In Hertfordshire. And again, sort of, the relationship with them could be a lot stronger than what it is. My cousin, I think, has got a bit better than me now, not making, I guess, the effort to when she had a baby. She would have expected me to go across, like she comes across here for Kieran and Rebecca's events like Holy Communion or anything like that, I think she's got a bit better, but it's kind of one-sided traffic,
So Kieran and Rebecca are your natural children? Okay. Anything else? What haven't I asked you?
I think you've kind of covered a lot of things there, and I think you have some kind of a good idea of where I am.
Yeah.
where I have been,
Yeah.
and probably formed an opinion of where I can be going, kind of thing, you know?
Maybe. Absolutely. How do you feel about the prospect of doing hypnotherapy with me?
Good.
Positive.
Very positive.
All right. And how do you feel about the outcome?
Positive, but that's what I want.
Okay. What would you say is the main emotion that you have attached to smoking?
Something what might put me back on the cigarettes, or the attachment I have now?
The attachment you have now. Well, both really. The attachment you have now.
Well, I know if I'm stressed, I will smoke more. You know, I mean, there was one morning last week, I thought I was going to end up in the hospital. And I was just